Chosen one, think about this. Out of every video, every distraction, and every moment that led you here, this message found you. That is not an accident. This is your divine appointment. God is calling you to listen. By the time you finish watching, you will know exactly what you need to do to step into the freedom God has destined for you. But you must stay until the very end, because the final revelation is the most powerful of all. It is the missing key that most people overlook. Take the first step right now. 1. Hit the like button to declare that you are ready to receive this message. 2. Subscribe to stay connected to divine guidance. 3. Comment 333 to affirm that you are stepping into divine freedom today. Drop a comment below with one thing you need prayer for today. Then, reply to someone else's comment with words of encouragement. This is more than just a video, it's a movement of faith. Why? Because miracles happen when we lift each other up. When you share your prayer, others will pray for you. When you pray for someone else, blessings flow back to you. This is how faith in action works. Comment your prayer request now and be part of this chain of divine miracles. Most people believe that freedom is a distant shore, a hard-won prize at the end of a grueling marathon. They envision it as a battlefield where they must constantly fight against external forces, against circumstances that seem determined to hold them down. They see life as a relentless struggle, a constant uphill climb against the winds of adversity, believing that liberation is something they must painstakingly earn, brick by painful brick. They strive with every fiber of their being, pushing against invisible walls, wrestling with shadows, constantly wondering, with a growing sense of frustration and bewilderment, why true, lasting liberation remains frustratingly just beyond their grasp, like a mirage shimmering on the horizon. They exhaust themselves in this relentless pursuit, often feeling defeated and disillusioned when the promised land of freedom never seems to materialize in the way they expect. They chase after fleeting moments of relief, mistaking temporary escapes for true liberation, only to find themselves back in the same cycle of struggle. They are bombarded with messages from the world telling them to fight harder, to hustle more, to claw their way to the top, all in the name of freedom. Yet this relentless striving often leads to deeper exhaustion and a profound sense of emptiness. They are told that freedom is about accumulating possessions, achieving status, and controlling their environment. But these external achievements often fail to satisfy the deep longing within their souls for genuine, unshakable peace and liberation. They look outwards for the key to unlock their chains, searching in all the wrong places, never realizing that the prison door is not bolted shut from the outside, but rather unlocked from within, waiting for them to simply turn the handle. But what if I told you, chosen one, that this entire paradigm is fundamentally flawed? What if I revealed to you a truth so profound, so liberating, that it would shatter the very foundations of your perceived limitations? What if I whispered to you a secret that has been echoing through the corridors of eternity, a secret that is freely available to you right now, in this very moment? What if I told you that God, in His infinite grace and boundless love, has already irrevocably granted you freedom? Yes, you heard that correctly. Freedom is not something you have to fight for. It is your inherent birthright, a divine gift already bestowed upon you. It is woven into the very fabric of your being, a potentiality waiting to be awakened, a treasure buried within the depths of your soul, yearning to be unearthed. What if the chains you feel, the heavy burdens you carry, are not external shackles forged by circumstance or fate, but rather internal constructs, intricate webs spun by your own minds and hearts? Imagine a magnificent bird, born to soar through the boundless skies, yet convinced it is trapped in a cage it cannot see, beating its wings against invisible bars, never realizing the door is wide open, inviting it to fly free. The truth, my friend, is that countless souls are imprisoned not by their external circumstances, though those may seem daunting and insurmountable, but by the insidious limitations they impose upon themselves, by the self-made prisons of their own minds and hearts. They are held captive by the icy grip of fear, the paralyzing tendrils of doubt, the festering wounds of past hurts, and the suffocating weight of limiting beliefs. These are the true chains that bind, the invisible fetters that restrict, the silent captors that steal joy and peace. And today, in this sacred space, I am going to illuminate the path, guide you step by step, and show you with unwavering clarity exactly how to unlock these illusory prison doors, how to dismantle these self-imposed limitations, and how to step boldly and confidently into the boundless, glorious, and eternal freedom that God has already, lovingly, and irrevocably promised you. Prepare to embark on a journey of liberation, a transformation from the inside out, a revelation of the divine freedom that has been waiting patiently for you to claim it as your own. Freedom, in its truest essence, is not a sudden eruption of liberation, but a gentle unfolding, a gradual peeling away of layers of illusion, starting with the crucial first step: awareness. You cannot possibly begin to dismantle, to loosen, or ultimately to break free from chains that you stubbornly refuse to acknowledge, chains that you pretend are not there, or chains that you are simply unaware of in the first place. Imagine trying to navigate a dark and treacherous path blindfolded. You would stumble, fall, and remain lost, perpetually bumping into obstacles you cannot see. Similarly, without the light of awareness, you remain trapped in the darkness of your own limitations, unable to identify the very chains that bind you. Therefore, the journey to freedom must begin with honest, unflinching self-reflection. What are the chains in your life? The invisible yet palpable restrictions that curtail your joy, stifle your potential, and dim the light of your spirit. Delve deep within the recesses of your heart and mind and ask yourself with unwavering honesty, what truly holds me captive? Is it the insidious fear of failure, that paralyzing dread of not measuring up, of falling short of expectations, real or imagined? Does this fear whisper doubts in your ear, preventing you from taking risks, from pursuing your dreams, from stepping out of your comfort zone and into the vast expanse of your potential? Is it the crushing weight of past mistakes, the heavy baggage of regrets and failures that you carry on your shoulders like an unbearable burden? Do these past shadows haunt your present, preventing you from moving forward, from embracing new opportunities, from believing in the possibility of redemption and renewal? Is it the insidious doubt that whispers insidious lies into your soul, telling you that you are inherently unworthy, incapable, or undeserving of love, happiness, and success? Does this doubt erode your self-esteem, diminish your confidence, and convince you that you are somehow fundamentally flawed, preventing you from recognizing your inherent worth and divine potential? Perhaps it is the suffocating grip of comparison, constantly measuring yourself against others, feeling inadequate and inferior, trapped in a cycle of envy and self-criticism. Or maybe it is the rigid bars of perfectionism, the relentless pursuit of an unattainable ideal, leading to constant self-condemnation and a crippling fear of making mistakes. Identify these chains, whatever form they may take in your life. Be specific, be honest, be courageous in facing these often painful truths about yourself. Don't shy away from the discomfort. Embrace it as a necessary step towards liberation. Once you have identified them, take a powerful and symbolic action. Write them down. Put pen to paper and list out each chain, each fear, each doubt, each limiting belief that you have uncovered. This act of writing is not merely a mechanical exercise. It is a powerful declaration, a conscious bringing forth of these hidden chains into the light of your awareness. Bring them into the light, expose them to the illuminating truth of God's love and grace. For in recognizing the chains, in naming them, in acknowledging their presence, you immediately weaken their hold. You strip them of their power over you. You begin to dismantle their invisible grip. Remember, darkness cannot exist in the presence of light. Similarly, these chains of negativity cannot withstand the illuminating power of awareness and divine truth. God, in His infinite wisdom, cannot liberate what you deliberately keep hidden in the shadows of denial and avoidance. He longs to set you free, but He requires your cooperation, your willingness to acknowledge the very chains He desires to break. Therefore, take this first crucial step with courage and honesty. Recognize the chains, name them, and bring them into the light. This act of courageous self-awareness is the very first key that unlocks the door to your divine freedom. Deep within the sacred sanctuary of your spirit, in the innermost chambers of your heart, there resides a profound and undeniable yearning for something more, something beyond the mundane, something transcendent. It is a deep-seated longing for purpose, for meaning, for connection, for a life that resonates with your soul's deepest desires. This yearning is not a mere fleeting whim or a superficial desire. It is a persistent whisper of possibility, a gentle nudge towards your true potential, a persistent call to break free from the limitations of the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. It is a call to awaken to the divine spark within you, to recognize the infinite potential that lies dormant, waiting to be ignited. This is God's voice, speaking to you in the stillness of your heart, beckoning you towards a life of purpose, joy, and liberation. He is not a God of bondage, of restriction, of confinement. He is not a divine jailer delighting in your limitations and suffering. Quite the contrary. He is, and always has been, and always will be, a God of liberation, of boundless possibility, of radical freedom. His very nature is freedom. His essence is liberation. He created you in His image, imbued you with His divine spirit, and destined you for a life of abundance, joy, and unshakable freedom. He is not a God of limitation, of scarcity, of confinement to earthly boundaries. He is a God of limitless potential, of infinite abundance, of expansive horizons that stretch beyond the grasp of human comprehension. He sees you not as you are, bound by your fears and limitations, but as you are meant to be, radiant with divine potential, soaring on the wings of faith, living a life of purpose and joy. He's calling you right now, in this very moment, out of the shadows of doubt and despair, out of the darkness of limitation and fear, and into His glorious light, a light that illuminates the path to freedom, a light that dispels the darkness of ignorance and reveals the truth of your divine inheritance. He is saying to you, with unwavering love and infinite compassion, "Come forth, my beloved child, step out of the shadows and into the sunshine of my grace. Break free from the chains that bind you and embrace the wings of faith that will carry you to heights you never thought possible. Be free, my precious one. Be truly, radically, and eternally free." Listen attentively for His voice, amidst the cacophony of the world, amidst the incessant noise of distractions, anxieties, and worldly concerns that clamor for your attention. Find moments of stillness, of quiet contemplation, of prayerful reflection, and tune your heart to the frequency of His divine love. He speaks in whispers of intuition, in gentle nudges of inspiration, in moments of profound clarity that break through the noise and illuminate your path. He speaks through the beauty of creation, through the kindness of strangers, through the wisdom of sacred texts, and most importantly, through the still, small voice within your own heart. He is saying, "Come forth, be free." He is not commanding you, but lovingly inviting you. He is not forcing you, but gently persuading you. He is offering you a gift beyond measure, the gift of true and lasting freedom. The choice, my friend, is yours. Will you answer his call? Will you heed his loving invitation? Will you step into the divine freedom that he has so generously offered you? Listen closely. He is calling your name even now, whispering the sweet promise of liberation, inviting you to step into the glorious destiny he has prepared just for you. Unforgiveness is not merely an emotional state. It is a heavy, corrosive chain, forged in the fires of resentment and bitterness that relentlessly binds both the forgiver and the forgiven. It is a self-inflicted wound that festers and deepens over time, poisoning the wellspring of your joy and hindering your journey towards true freedom. Holding on to resentment, anger, and bitterness is not punishing the other person. It is akin to willingly swallowing poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It is a destructive act of self-sabotage that robs you of your peace, drains your energy, and clouds your vision, preventing you from seeing the beauty and abundance that surrounds you. Imagine carrying heavy stones in your pockets day after day, year after year. These stones, representing unforgiveness, weigh you down, making every step arduous, slowing your progress and hindering your ability to move forward with lightness and grace on your path to freedom. God, in his infinite wisdom and boundless mercy, calls you to release this crippling burden. He urges you to lay down these heavy stones of resentment, to unclench your fists of anger, and to open your heart to the healing power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not condoning the wrong that was done to you, nor is it minimizing the pain you have endured. It is not about forgetting the past, but about choosing to release its grip on your present and future. Forgive those who have hurt you, those who have wronged you, those who have caused you pain, whether intentionally or unintentionally. This act of forgiveness is not for their benefit. It is primarily for your own liberation. It is about freeing yourself from the shackles of bitterness and resentment that have been holding you captive for far too long. And perhaps even more importantly, God calls you to extend this same grace and compassion to yourself. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes, for your shortcomings, for your imperfections, for the times you have stumbled and fallen along the way. Let go of the crippling guilt and shame that keep you tethered to the past, preventing you from embracing the present moment and stepping into a brighter future. Recognize that you are human, that you are imperfect, that you are on a journey of growth and learning, and that mistakes are an inevitable part of this process. Embrace self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend who is struggling. Remember, freedom cannot be grasped with hands clenched tight around past hurts, with hearts hardened by resentment, with minds clouded by bitterness. To receive the gift of freedom, you must open your hands, release the weight of unforgiveness, and feel the lightness of forgiveness wash over you, cleansing you, healing you, and setting you free from the chains of the past. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of profound strength, a testament to your resilience, and a powerful declaration of your commitment to your own liberation. It is a key that unlocks the door to healing, to peace, and to the abundant life that God has destined for you. Choose forgiveness today, for yourself and for others, and experience the transformative power of releasing the burden of unforgiveness and stepping into the lightness of divine freedom. Faith, in its true essence, is not a passive wishful thinking, a mere hoping for things to magically change without any active participation on your part. It is not about sitting idly by, waiting for freedom to miraculously arrive at your doorstep, like a package delivered by some divine courier. No, true faith is active believing, a dynamic and vibrant force that propels you forward, empowers you to overcome obstacles, and transforms your reality from the inside out. It is a confident expectation, an unwavering conviction, a resolute trust in God's promises, even when circumstances seem to contradict them. It is seeing with the eyes of your spirit what is not yet visible to the natural eye, believing in the unseen realities of God's kingdom and acting in accordance with that belief. God, in His infinite wisdom and grace, has already declared you free. He has proclaimed your liberation from the chains that bind you. He has bestowed upon you the gift of divine freedom. Now, the crucial step is for you to live like it. You must consciously and deliberately step into the reality of freedom now, in this very moment, regardless of your current circumstances. Stop speaking from a place of lack and limitation, from a mindset of scarcity and defeat. Cease dwelling on your weaknesses, your failures, your perceived inadequacies. Instead, start speaking from a place of abundance and possibility, from a perspective of divine empowerment and limitless potential. Affirm your freedom, declare your liberation, speak words of faith and victory over your life. Let your words be a reflection of your belief in God's promises, a testament to your unwavering trust in His liberating power. Make decisions as a free person would. Imagine yourself already living in the fullness of your divine freedom. How would you act? What choices would you make? What risks would you take? Embrace that liberated version of yourself and begin to make decisions that align with that reality. Step out of your comfort zone. Break free from limiting patterns of behavior and choose actions that reflect your newfound freedom. Take steps of faith, even when you cannot see the path clearly laid out before you. Trust in God's guidance, even when the future seems uncertain and unclear. Believe that He is leading you, even when you cannot see the destination. Walk with your head held high, not in arrogance or pride, but in the quiet confidence of knowing who you are in Christ, knowing that you are a beloved child of God, created for greatness, destined for freedom, and empowered by His divine Spirit. Stand tall in your identity as a free person. Refuse to be defined by your past limitations or present challenges, and embrace the boundless possibilities that lie before you. Faith is not a passive wish. It is an active step, a courageous leap into the unknown, a confident stride into the reality of your divine freedom. Step into faith today. Act as if you are already free, and watch as God transforms your reality to align with your unwavering belief. All the preceding steps we have explored are undeniably essential, each playing a vital role in the journey to freedom. They are like the individual strands of a rope, each contributing to the overall strength and integrity of the whole. However, they all culminate, they all converge, they all find their ultimate expression in this final, most profound and most powerfully liberating act: surrender. True, lasting, and unshakable freedom is not ultimately found in self-reliance, in our own strength, in our own efforts to control and manipulate our circumstances. It is not about grasping for control, clinging to our own plans, or stubbornly insisting on our own way. Instead, paradoxically, true freedom is discovered in complete and utter surrender to God's will, in releasing our grip on our own desires and expectations, and in falling into the loving embrace of His divine plan for our lives. It is relinquishing the illusion of control, recognizing that we are not the masters of our own destiny, but rather beloved children of a loving and all-powerful Father who knows what is best for us, even when we ourselves cannot see it. It is releasing the insatiable need to control every aspect of our lives, the anxious desire to predict and manipulate the future, the futile attempt to orchestrate every outcome according to our own limited understanding. It is letting go of the constant striving, the relentless pushing, the exhausting effort to be in charge, to be in control, to be the captain of our own ship, when in reality we are merely passengers on a vessel guided by a divine hand. It is saying, from the depths of your heart with unwavering sincerity and profound trust. God, I trust you. I surrender my fears, my doubts, my anxieties, my worries, my insecurities, my limitations, my plans, my ambitions, my desires, my very life, completely and unreservedly to you. Lead me, guide me, direct me into the freedom you have divinely prepared for me, the freedom that surpasses all understanding, the freedom that is beyond my wildest dreams. This act of surrender is not a sign of weakness, not a capitulation to defeat, not a resignation to fate. Quite the contrary. It is the ultimate act of strength, the most courageous and empowering decision you can ever make. It is a recognition of your own limitations, a humble acknowledgement of God's infinite wisdom, and a bold declaration of your faith in His unwavering love and guidance. It is in letting go of your own self-will, in releasing your grip on control, in surrendering your own agendas, that you truly gain everything. You gain peace that surpasses understanding, joy that is unshakable, strength that is supernatural, and freedom that is boundless and eternal. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving over. It is not losing control. It is gaining access to a higher power, a divine guidance, a limitless source of strength and wisdom that will lead you into the fullness of your divine destiny. Embrace surrender as the ultimate act of liberation, the final key that unlocks the door to true and lasting freedom. Let go and let God, and experience the transformative power of surrendering your will to His perfect plan for your life. Chosen one, here is the ultimate revelation, the profound truth that will set you truly free, the missing key that unlocks the door to your divine destiny. The freedom you seek, the liberation you long for, is not some elusive treasure hidden in a distant land, not a hard-won prize to be earned through relentless striving, not a destination to be reached after a long and arduous journey. It is not something you must chase after, frantically searching for it in external circumstances, in worldly achievements, or in the approval of others. It is not a distant destination, shimmering on the horizon of your future, forever just out of reach. No, my friend, the freedom you seek is already here, right now, within you, waiting to be awakened, waiting to be embraced. It is a state of being, a condition of the heart and mind, a spiritual reality that is accessed not through striving and grasping, but through yielding and surrendering. It is a shift in perspective, a transformation of consciousness, a realization of your true identity as a beloved child of God, already set free by His grace and love. The chains you feel, the limitations you perceive, are often illusions, shadows, cast by your own fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. They are self-imposed restrictions, mental constructs that have no real power over you unless you give them that power. God, in His infinite love and mercy, has already irrevocably broken those chains. He has already shattered the bars of your self-made prison. He has already set you free from the bondage of sin, shame, and condemnation. The only thing, the sole obstacle keeping you bound, preventing you from experiencing the fullness of your divine freedom, is your own resistance to His liberating grace, your own clinging to control, your own refusal to surrender. The moment you fully surrender, the instant you release your grip on your own will and fall, not into emptiness, but into His loving, compassionate, and infinitely capable arms, that very moment, in that sacred space of surrender, you will truly know freedom. You will experience a liberation that transcends earthly understanding, a peace that surpasses all comprehension, a joy that is uncontainable, and a love that is unconditional and eternal. This is the freedom that God has destined for you, the freedom that is already yours for the taking. Embrace it, claim it, live in it, and share it with the world. Tonight, before you close your eyes and drift into the realm of sleep, take a few moments of quiet reflection, find a peaceful space within your heart, and with sincerity and conviction, say this prayer, not as a mere recitation of words, but as a heartfelt declaration of faith. Father God, in the stillness of this night, I humbly acknowledge your divine call to freedom echoing in the depths of my soul. I recognize the chains that have bound me, both seen and unseen, and I consciously choose to release them now. I release all fear, every doubt that has clouded my mind, every anxiety that has burdened my heart. I surrender my will, my plans, my desires completely and unreservedly to yours. I trust in your perfect plan for my life, and I step boldly and confidently into the divine freedom you have lovingly destined for me from the beginning of time. I believe with unwavering faith that your liberating power is working in me now, transforming me from the inside out, setting me free from every bondage, and leading me into a life of purpose, joy, and unshakable peace. Thank you, Father, for your immeasurable love, your boundless grace, and your eternal freedom. Amen. Now don't leave without being part of this powerful movement of collective faith and divine connection. Comment below with one thing, just one specific burden, one pressing need, one heartfelt desire for which you need prayer today. Be vulnerable, be honest, be open to receiving the support and prayers of this incredible community. And then, take a moment, extend your heart outwards, and reply to someone else's comment with words of genuine encouragement, with affirmations of faith, with declarations of hope, with prayers of blessing. Lift them up, support them, remind them of their divine worth and potential. The power of collective faith, when hearts unite in prayer and love, is real, tangible, and transformative, and miracles, both big and small, happen when we come together in unity and lift each other up in faith.